Darb al-Ahmar is considered as one of the richest historical places in Islamic history, going back to the Fatimid, Mamluk, Ayubid, and Ottoman eras, and some monuments from the 19th century. It was named after Darb al-Ahmar, the Red Path, because the blood of the Mamluks reached the road due to the massacre of the castle in the year 1811. That wasn't the only reason for its name. There are claims that a group of red-faced Romans once inhabited the place. Another perspective claimed that the place was beside the Red Mountain. And finally, some people say it was named this way because of the red sort of material that was used in building it. And with all its fame, for a long period of time, Darb al-Ahmar was left neglected. But recently, the place started to catch a lot of attention from various authorities, such as the Ministry of Antiquities, the Aga Khan Trust for Culture, whom were a huge contribution in the improvement and the development of the place, which started by the establishment of the Azhar Park. The Azhar Park, inaugurated in 2005, is now a heavenly place in the heart of Cairo, with an area that measures about 30 hectares. The place was previously known as the Hills of Darasa, which had tons of garbage that piled up over a whopping period of 500 years. The Ayubid Wall. When the waste was removed, large parts of the eastern Ayubid Wall were discovered. The Aga Khan Trust for Culture started the excavation and the restoration work of the Ayubid Wall in 2001, where the large military building was built back in the Fatimid and Ayubid eras. Historically, the wall was built by the leader Jawhar al-Siqilli in the era of Mu'izz Ladin Allah al-Fatimi, but was later demolished. Fortunately, the place was rebuilt by Badr al-Jammali, who also widened its borders in the Ayubid era. The rest of the fence was then renovated with the Hashimi stones, and it's still located at Al-Azhar Park in the archaeological triangle. Al-Azhar Park was fortunate to find part of the fence on its eastern border, located between the area of Al-Hussein and Bab al-Wazir, with an extent of 1,500 meters. The area also includes two of the most important gates of that time. The Barqiyya Gate was used to receive and send pigeons that were used to send messages at that time, and Bab al-Qaratin, which was used as storage area for the cattle food. Bab al-Qaratin was then burned by Aktai's troops during their escape from Cairo after the killing of Aybak. It was then named the Burned Door, al-Mahruq, because of this incident. After completing the rest of the old gates in the Darb al-Ahmar area, we find the most famous gate, Bab Zuwayla, in which Tuman Bey was executed after he was defeated by the hands of Sultan Selim I. The Aga Khan Trust for Culture participated in the restoration of several mosques and Islamic structures. In 2003, the Khair Bey complex was restored. As well as Prince Al-Ahmar Palace. Restoration of the Al-Sultan Sha'ban complex in 2003. Aslam al-Saleh Dar Mosque was restored in 2006. and Tarabai al-Sharifi tomb. the Blue Mosque. In 2009, the Aga Khan Trust for Culture renovated the mosque's structure. It's the third mosque worldwide to get this name because of its blue wall tiles, which are decorated with cypress trees. These tiles were specifically made for the mosque in the Turkish city of Iznik. There are several names for this mosque. It was named after its founder Aksunkur in 747 AH, 1346 AD. The Ibrahim Era Mosque, and that's for the amendments he made in the Ottoman era. The mosque contains 3 domes for burial, which include the bodies of Sultan Alauddin Kajak, Prince Aksunkur, and Ibrahim Aga. Al-Salih al-Tala'i. The last monument in the Fatimid era is the Salih Tala'i ibn Ruzik Mosque, built in 555 AH, 1160 AD, outside the walls of Cairo, and was later considered as a gap that enabled enemies to attack Cairo. Zawiyat Farag ibn Barkuk. It is located in front of the Salih Tala'i Mosque and was built in 811 AH, 1408 AD. It was originally 4 meters away from the doors of Zuwaila, but when the restoration of the Archaeological Conservation Committee in 1923, they transferred it in front of the mosque directly to expand the road. Mosque of Abu Hariba. Mosque of Qaji Mesi Ashaqi, or known as the Abu Hariba Mosque, which is printed on the 50-pound bill that was established in 884 AH, 1479 AD. Ahmad al-Mehmendar Mosque. The mosque is named after the captain of the Egyptian armies in the Mamluk era, Ahmad al-Mehmendar. The mosque was built in 1725 AH, 1324 AD, and was initially built as a school and khanqa. But in the year 1135 AH, Prince Sulaiman Agha al-Kazdogli and built a minaret and a minbar. Razzaz House. Razzaz House is one of the most beautiful Mamluk houses in Darb al-Ahmar area, which dates back to the reign of Qaid Bey. The house is named after Ahmad Qatada Isban al-Razzaz, who lived in that house in the Ottoman era. The Kosaba of Radwan Bay. The Kosaba of Radwan Bay is considered as one of the oldest and most important commercial establishments in the Mamluk era. It was established in the 11th century AH, 17 AD. The place included a lot of shops, which some of them are still in place right now and open for business. Crafts like copper rods, mother of pearl, and handmade carpets are still present there till this day. In the year 2018, the Aga Khan Trust for Culture, in partnership with the Ministry of Antiquities and the European Union, started the renovation project of the Tongboha al-Marideni Mosque, which was one of the great princes during the reign of Sultan al-Nasir Muhammad ibn Qalawun, who was married to the Sultan's daughter. Although al-Marideni was courageous and generous, but when he built the mosque, he expropriated the owners of the land and the houses with no right to do so, and actually finished building it in 740 AH, 1340 AD. The mosque was built by the help of the chief architect of the state of Nasir Muhammad ibn Qalawun, architect Ibn al-Siyufi. The mosque state kept deteriorating throughout the ages until the Committee for the Conservation of Antiquities made many renovations that weren't successful until the Aga Khan Trust for Culture began restoration work in 2018 and showing a lot of improvement. And that's it for all the monuments we will see during our tour in the region of Darb al-Ahmar.